Shabbat Shalom and welcome to just a few minutes of Torah with the Beth Israel Rabbi. This coming Shabbat, we read Parshat Tzav. This Torah portion is the second Torah portion in the book of Vayikra, or Leviticus. This book of Torah is also known as Torat Kohanim, or a book that deals primarily with the laws related to the priests. The concept of Jewish religious leadership in this book of Torah is, of course, primarily the Kohanim, or the priests. But for the last 2,000 years, the rabbis have been the hallmark of rabbinic leadership. And we no longer operate in the Beit HaMikdash, in the temple or the Mishkan, the tabernacle, as the Jews, as the Israelites did during the times of the Torah. But rather, of course, our base of operation is here in the synagogue. Jewish life revolves around synagogue life. And there are so many details of the religious life in the synagogue. Details that many of us may not even know. Like, did you know that a Kohen, a person who is a priest, is actually supposed to always have a Torah aliyah before a Levi, number one, and then a Levi's number two. But a child of someone can't follow their parent, a sibling can't follow a sibling. It's all very complicated. And actually, if a person is holding a Sefer Torah and walking around the shulchan, walking around the table with it, they're supposed to go to the right and not to the left. And when you're going around the congregation with the Torah, you're actually supposed to carry the Torah, making sure that you do at least a full circuit around the table upon which the Torah is read. There are a lot of details. And who is it in the synagogue that makes sure that we follow all those details? Well, sometimes it's the rabbi, but here at Congregation Beth Israel, it's the Parnass. The Parnass makes sure that we not only get all the details correct, but the Parnass also helps us to ask people for honors and helps to make sure that our services every single day of the year run smoothly. We owe so much to our Parnassim, especially to Norman Franks, who is our senior Parnass for 15 years. 15 years ago, I asked Norman if he would be our Parnass for a year, and he agreed to being Parnass for a year. Well, now, 15 years later, that year is up, and he's decided to retire. I want to encourage all of you to join us this Shabbat as we honor and thank Norman Franks for his 15 years of devotion, dedication, hard work to Congregation Beth Israel as our head Parnass, and as we honor and thank all of our Parnassim. Shabbat Shalom. We look forward to seeing you here on Shabbat morning in order to say thank you to this entire group of individuals and Norman Franks who have done, continue to do, and will do so much for Congregation Beth Israel.